I've known Allison since she was 19 years old. And Allison struggled a lot, but she was never as happy, never as fulfilled, and never received the praise, the accolades, everything that she was seeking till she met Mitch. I hope he knows how special he was to her, to me, and to the rest of his friends.
She was like a movie star, just like, one of the greats, like David Bowie or Marilyn Monroe or something in some way.
I think of the opening of The Girl Can't Help It.
Yes.
Jane Mansfield is walking down the street, and the milkman, the bottles pop, and the ice melts. She's something else.
The other thing she gave some advice on was, makeup tips, and she was always really great. She said she practiced all the time on Mitch. So I remember.
I have that no makeup look.
Yeah, all Allison. She taught him everything he knows about beauty today.
I thought you said she was good.
And the first time that I met Mitch and met Allison on the same day, which is the day that they met, I hosted a pinup contest for one of Mitch's very good friends, who's a very talented tattoo artist. And I'll never forget the first time that I saw Mitch and Allison sit next to each other and the way that their eyes sparked together and they smiled. And within minutes, they were holding hands. And I just always thought that I knew they were going to be together, and it was a very beautiful thing, and I'm happy that they got to enjoy the rest of her days together.
This is such a lovely event to remember Allison. Mitch's comments brought everyone to laughter and tears, and it was just wonderful to be able to remember her. I always enjoyed her laugh, her sense of humor, her sense of fashion was enviable. Her closet was amazing, and all of her makeup. We will all miss her.
Allison will be missed. She was a great mom, good neighbor, good friend, full of energy, had a very radiant smile, and she just was a very caring and loving person. Blessings to them both, to the whole family. And
hey, it's Mark. There's nothing that I can say that makes this any easier. She was phenomenal. She was a force of nature and gorgeous and wonderful. Allison, we are really going to miss you, and we love you, and promise you that your boy will be well taken care of.
And we love you so much. We miss her. We know you do too. And we truly think she's with us. So
feel very lucky that we got to be a part of her life while she was with you guys.
So Mitch, I think this is a really kind of crazy situation for me to be in, because you helped my mom through the death of my dad so many years ago, and now it's kind of crazy and weird to see little Aiden kind of in the same situation. He's going to be growing up without a parent, and only these magical like rave reviews of who his mother was. But so I definitely look at Aiden and I think, oh man, like that's me. I know what that feels like, and I am really glad that you documented your and Allison's relationship. But I think the most important thing is, even though it might be painful to talk about her, and give him enough so that he can carry her with him. I hope that he can have that kind of relationship, even though she won't be with him, that you can share things with him that help him feel a little bit like she's still around every day for the rest of his life.
I don't presume to know exactly what you're going through, but I do have some sense of that. I can't tell you that over the years it hurts any less. It will get better, but the scar is always there. And just keep Allison alive for Aiden. Let him know that he was loved. Let him know always little things that she would do or say, and how she would react to whatever's going on in his life. I love you, and I'm here for you.
My take on the whole Allison Mitch thing is that Mitch met one of his paintings and fell in love with her, and she fell in love with him, and they got married. And that's kind of like weirdly storybook, fantasy, whatever, but it's real, and it happened. And it's kind of magic.
I just always want to remember Allison as she was, which was the most vibrant, exuberant, kind-hearted, magnanimous person who I think I might have ever met. Maybe next to my father, which is why they were such a good pair. I am just so happy that I could have known her, and I'm so happy that we still have her in our memories and in Aiden, who has her smile, and we all love her and we all know her for the person she was, which was a wonderful, wonderful soul. Aiden will grow up always knowing who she was.
I think Allison was just so kind. I think she was always smiling. If she wasn't smiling, she was flipping someone off. And that's something I really admire in a woman.
I met Allison through Mitch, and she through Mitch had become a really good friend, and she was a wonderful person and a very vibrant, wonderful, huge, full of personality, and she'll be very, very greatly missed.
Like the first quality time I remember spending with her was on a trip to Detroit for the Dirty Show, and in a car. And I know this is all going to sound terrible, but I mean, it was just so just raw, and just learning about her and stuff. I'm like, wow, this girl's kind of fucking awesome. But so I just remember her sleeping with this pillow, and she just had this one eyebrow that was just coming off, and it's we would get out of the car. It's the fact that she just didn't give a shit, and just because she just knew that she was just fucking, it, and she just owned herself.
Allison came into my life like a tidal wave. I met her at a tattoo event with Mitch, and she just flowed into the room, and Mitch saw her, and then I saw her, and this was before they even started dating, and it was red lips and hair and big personality, and she made me laugh, and I made her laugh, and she giggled. I'm just stunned. I mean, it was it's a lesson where you have to constantly hug and tell people they're special, because you never know. You just never know, and I'm just love you guys. Gonna be truly missed.
I met Allison through friends, and she was one of the most generous people that I have ever met, and she always made sure that everybody was taken care of.
So I was introduced through a friend, and she asked me to do her bridal pieces, her fascinator, as well as the pieces for the bridal party. And I remember we would get together and talk about what she was looking to do and who she was going to channel on her big day. And I created a few pieces for her. And Allison had an uncanny ability to make you feel welcome. She had a magnetic smile, so you were always in a good mood if you were around her. As your nights progressed with her, they usually got more and more fun. But her generosity of person, of spirit, of support, and I think that that's what we lose, right? Is the spirit and her energy and her smile and her ridiculousness, her insanity that was so catching. She just brought out the wild, and I think that's, you look around and everybody's so sad, but we all share the same fantastic stories, and it's her generosity. It really is. I mean, it really is her generosity of spirit that is the greatest thing that we lost.
I'm gonna cry. I'm an emotional singer, person, artist, so everything is gonna flow through me tonight for you, Allison, on stage. And I'm just, our time together was too short, and I hope that you are watching down and just smiling and at peace, and I hope that you are sitting on Aiden's shoulder, and I hope that you enjoy the music that is going on tonight in celebration of your life.
I think about the first time I met Allison, and it was when Mitch met Allison. And it was a show that Allison was in an art show, and I looked at her and I'm like, she's my favorite one. I hope she wins the contest. And Mitch is like, which one? And I'm like, the tall, pretty one in the back. And he's like, what? Right away, I'm like, this woman and Mitch are getting married, and I don't even know her name. Ever since then, everything about Allison is the same thing. She shows up and she changes everything. And that's the one thing I'll remember the most about her.
My fondest memory of Allison is an evening that Mitch, Allison, and I and my wife Ellen spent drinking Mai Tais on my deck. As Allison spoke to me and I got a sense of what she wanted or what she enjoyed in music, I had an original 12-inch single in mint condition of Joy Division's Love Will Tear Us Apart. And I brought it to her over cocktails, and she actually wept. And I was so glad that I was giving this to somebody who adored this as much as I did. And I knew that then I had a bond with Allison that I would never lose. And I just adore her to this very day for this.
I know we're here for a sad ending to somebody's life, but it's become a celebration, and it really shows how much love there is surrounding us, and that means more to me than anything. She was amazing. She was crazy. She was fun. She had a lot of love. And she was literally like a walking piece of his artwork. She's so chill. Miss her.
2 years ago, 2016 Miss Motoblot, Allison was a part of it. And Aiden was her little sidekick in his Evel Knievel outfit with a matching wig. So the five of us had lunch together. And after lunch, it was decided that it was best for Aiden to put the wig on, and Aiden didn't want to have anything to do with it. It was about 100 degrees outside, and that poor little guy was crying so much, but it was adorable at the same time. It was a great memory of all three of them with us.
Allison liked to repeatedly say that she wasn't a visual person and that she was never attracted to men other gals thought were handsome. So it was a good deal for her too. Of course, whatever Allison said was usually guided by her feelings first and reality second, because she was quite the visual person and a career as a makeup artist, also called esthetician, but that's much more hard to pronounce, making celebrities and regular folk more beautiful every day. She also had a smile that was so big and wide, you was surprised that it fit on her face. Her heart was also just as big. It wasn't uncommon that she emptied her wallet for a homeless person, or if you came to one of her garage sales to purchase a $2 hair flower, she wouldn't let you leave until she had thrown in 2 dresses, 4 lipsticks, and a hat, all of which would look perfect on you. I was sorting out dozens of her journals and randomly read one line, which I'm going to quote you. Mitch, like all men, think I should learn how to cook and clean. Well, fuck that. I'm sure she would be proud to tell you that she stayed true to her convictions. Being together, I had to get used to stepping over 500 verses. She had to get used to living with about 300 clown statues, about 20 I love you this much statues, 20 prints of dogs playing poker, and 40 black velvet nudes, and that's just the basics. I had to get used to her binge-watching true crime TV shows usually titled Women at the Breaking Point, where the stories usually involve knives and husbands' penises. She had to get used to me running out to 24-hour horror movie marathons. She had to get used to me complaining while waiting 3 hours for her to get ready for the get-togethers. I had to get used to escorting a high-heeled tight black dress, flower-topped, red-lipstick, curvaceous bombshell these get-togethers. A fellow could get used to this. We're waiting! I'll bring it out. Luckily, we had Aiden to carry on the legacy. During this ordeal, he was a bright, shining light for all the relatives. He also has a huge smile, sense of humor, and is equally adorable. He also reminds me of Allison because every day he tells me that it would be a great idea to get out and get him a present. Also, in that 10-minute period before nap time, when he pitches a fit. Her mother tells me one of her favorite stories. At the Morton, Illinois public swimming pool, a 4-year-old Allison was having fun until her mother there exclaimed within her earshot, "Oh, what a cute little girl." Unfortunately, the remark wasn't directed at Allison. She was complimenting 3-year-old Zoe Zimmerman. Allison stopped dead in her tracks, turned around, and swatted Miss Zimmerman as hard as she could in the rear, which sent the 3-year-old flying into the pool. Monica, her mom, was shocked and exclaimed, "What are you doing?" Allison calmly and reasonably explained, "I slapped her because I'm the cutest girl here." As long as I knew her, there was never a more lovely woman in the same place. If they existed, they were smart enough to hide in fear getting the same Zoe Zimmerman treatment. She was vibrant, empathetic, loving, exuberant, brash, and beautiful. The world would be a less colorful place without her. Thank you.